Hey. Shalom, Yasharahla. It's your brother Nehemiah from Nations and Kings and Priests, NoKaP Cali section. All right, we back at you with another class. First off, I want to give all honor and glory and esteem to HaMashiac Yahwahshi. All right, for giving me this morning for giving me time to be able to do a class this morning. All right, for waking me up, letting me blink my eyes, letting me smell, letting me taste, letting me feel. For him give him all honor for him to wake me up for another morning to be able to have all of my senses, because we have Akim out there who don't. We have Akim out there who can't walk. We have Akim out there who can't see. We got Akim out there who can't even smell. So I want to give him all honor and all glory and say big the water Yahweh, the water Yahweh Shai for giving me another day. All right. So with that, man, the topic of this class is rich men hardly enter into the kingdom. Right. It's going to be a quick class. All right. I'm kind of pressed for time. I don't have too much time, so I'm only going to bring out a few precepts. But the topic of the class is rich men hardly enter the kingdom of Shemayim. Shemayim being heaven in the Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient tongue, our holy tongue, the Lashaban Kodash. Right. All right. So with that, let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. Go ahead and share my screen. So let me go ahead and I still got to get this stuff down. All right. So we're going to start at the book of Matthew, chapter 19. All right. We're going to read verses 16 through 26. All right. So it's the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 16. And it reads, "And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is, Elohim. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments." Right? We all know that famous line. That's a classic for Israel. He said unto him, which Yahweh said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Right? Verse 20. The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Right? So the young brother, he's keeping the commandments. Everything Yahweh listed, he said he's been doing since his youth up. All right. Everything he's been doing since his youth up. All right. Those are the physical things, but is he doing it within his spirit? Let's find out. Verse 21. Yahweh said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect. All right. First, it was about inheriting how to inherit eternal life. Right. That's how you inherit eternal life. And Yahweh is now asking them, okay, if you want to be perfect, you got to do this. If you want to be perfect, you've already been doing these other things since your youth up. All right. So to fully mold you into that nice gold brick kilo of gold, do this. Yahweh said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in Shemayim, in heaven, and come and follow me. Right? So Yahweh is asking him to sell everything you have. Sell everything you have. Obviously, by just looking at this verse itself, this young man must have had a lot of possessions, and the Yahushua is now testing his faith to see how much faith he has. All right, because you can keep the law. This is also telling us that you can keep the law physically, but let's see how much faith you have. Let's see that all the accumulation of everything that you have worked so hard for to give up, just give it all up and to follow him. Why? Because the real riches are stored in what? In the Shemayim, in the kingdom. That's where the real bag at, right? That's where the real bag at. Nothing in this stinky, nasty captivity is really a bag that is worth something. It's all vain, right? So Yahushua is testing his faith. Man, go sell everything you got, man. Everything you got, sell it, give it to the poor, and come follow me. You have no better. That's like most people. I know that broke him to hear that. Like, you telling me I gotta sell everything I got? Everything I got, and then come follow you and just not to have nothing. Well, didn't Hebrews 11:1 say, faith is the things hoped for, right? So the Most High is testing his faith. Let's continue reading, right? I'm going to start at verse 21 from the top again. Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in Shemayim, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. So that was grievous to him. To sell that all that he had, that was grievous to him. Maybe Yahushua already knew by him asking, what may I do to inherit eternal life? It's already singular. He already just focused on himself. Now, I'm not saying this is what Yahushua, I can't say that this is what Yahushua thinking, but when I'm reading the scripture, this also comes to mind, is that instead of praying for his nation, or asking how his nation may inherit it, for him to go out and go teach in the name of Hamashiach how you can inherit it, he isolates and only asks for himself, right? So I'm just saying, I can't say that that's what Yahushua was thinking. I don't know, but to me, those are some of the things that I think about. We gotta look at the whole matter, right? We gotta look at the whole matter, right? Let me read verse 22 again. But when the young man heard that saying, sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Man, he had a bag. He had a bag, right? Verse 23. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, surely, or Salakle, verily, I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of Shemayim. Now, why would Yahushua say that? Why would Yahushua say that? Why? It's because when you read above, his faith is lacking. Yes, you can keep the law. You can keep, not commit adultery. You can keep all these things, which is great. It's magnificent, right? But you have very little faith. Oh, ye of little faith, right? You come to him to ask him about eternal life. You know he the Messiah. But when he asks you to do one thing to prove you, as Sirach say, prove a friend, it's sorrowful to you. It's sorrowful to you because you have that attachment so much with these materialistic things, whatever it is, a vehicle, chains, just money in itself, whatever else that you materialize, clothes, garments, mitris, anything that you objectify, objects, he had an attachment to these things instead of more of an attachment to Yahushua. right? So this is why it's hard. This is one of the reasons why it's hard for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Shemayim. It's not to say that a rich man can't, but it is hard because they tend to let the attachments of all these accumulations of all the things that they did on this earth, all these vain things that they did on this earth, override their faith. This is the reason why, if I remember, if that's where it's at, King David asks in the book of Psalms, and I can't remember where it's at right now. When he was like, I think it's in the book of Psalms where he said, neither, he doesn't want to, roughly paraphrasing, because I can't remember the precept, but where he was saying that he doesn't really be rich nor poor, but he just wants things that he needs, so that he won't forget about the Most High if he's accumulate great possessions. Now, I'm not saying that people who have some money will do that, but Yahweh said it's hard. So you really have to have your spirit right if you are in this position. Even if the Most High exalts you into a position like that, He exalted you into a position like that because He's seen something in you for you, because He knew by you're a giver, that you deserved it, that you proved yourself, that you went through the furnace and you didn't forsake Him, you didn't blaspheme Him. All right. Now, the Most High can exalt you, like I did on the Sunday milk class yesterday. He can exalt you into those positions, but there's a reason why He exalts you to that position, and also that's another trial to see if you're going to pass, right? But let's get back to the point. It's hard for a rich man to enter into the kingdom. It's hard, right? Then said Yahweh unto His disciples, verily I say unto you that a rich man shall hardly enter the kingdom of God. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Allah. You see how he just related a rich man enter into the kingdom? He related it to a camel. A camel is a pretty big mammal, I would say. If I'm wrong, correct me, put it in the chat. I'll put it in the comment box. But I'm just going to say I think a camel is a mammal, right? I don't know. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. We know that can't happen. We know that a camel can't go through this microscopic eye of a needle. Very, very, it is impossible. But we got to pay attention to the word. He said it is easier. So that means there's more of a chance for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than a rich man inheriting the kingdom of Shemayim. That's heavy right there. Let that sink in and just really sit on that, because I know we read this, but really meditate on it. That's why the scripture says meditate day and night. You have to literally visualize, like Deacon Bam Aliyazar say, you have to visualize about these things. You have to put yourself there. Close your eyes, go into a trance. What they will call lucid dreaming today. You know what I'm saying? And put yourself in those scenarios. Imagine you with an old garment and the I forgot the name, the peacekeepers on, right? And you being that young brother that acts of that, and you interacting with Yahweh. Put yourself in these situations. Bring it to life. Bring the scriptures out to life. Visualize. You got to be as a kid, thinking, reading these scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You should be putting yourself in every single situation when you read these scriptures, so you could better have a feel for what's being said, and maybe it hits your spirit a little bit different when you do that. Matter of fact, I guarantee you it will if you do that. And also if you feel the Most High and you feel your shot, right? All right, so I'm gonna read verse 24 again in this, and again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into Shemayim. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed. Like, wow. Did you just hear what he said? Saying, who then can be saved? I would have asked the same thing. Like, dang, if it's easier for, because it must have been a lot of rich Israelites, a lot of rich of our brethren. They must have had some. So I wouldn't say a lot. I can't really say a lot, but they must have had, a few brothers who had something, right? But even then, without the riches involved, it's still being asked, well, who then can be saved if it's that hard, if it's that difficult to be able to inherit the kingdom of Allahim, right? Verse 26, but Yahweh beheld them and said unto them, with men, this is impossible. With men, by yourself, you carnal man, that have vain thoughts and vain works. With men, this is impossible. You can't do it by yourself. You can't just think that you do it by yourself. This is one of the things why the new age information kills me so much, because they think they control, they can manifest their destiny in a way you can. If it's according to scripture, you can, but ultimately the Most High, this is his movie. If he wants you to have it, you'll have it. If he don't, you won't get it. Right? But Yahweh beheld them and said unto them, with men, this is impossible. You can't just do this on your own, man. This ain't no, you can't be no individual like, right? But with Allahayim, all things are possible. But with Allahayim, all things are possible. All right. So let's go to the book of Sirach. There's two places I want to go in the book of Sirach. Let me double check. Let me double check, because let me go to the book. I highly recommend y'all read the book of Sirach, chapter 13. Very, very mighty chapter. All right, so I'm gonna read from the top, and I'll just stop where I feel like I need to stop at. All right, this is the book of Sirach. It reads, he that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with a proud man shall be like unto him. Now you have a lot of people that have some money that are very proud. They tend to get a little bit money, and they tend to get a little bit what people would call cocky, proud, conceited, and things of that sort, right? Verse 2, brethren, burden not thyself above thy power while thou livest, and have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than thyself, right? Hence why disciples, was following Yahweh. Yahweh was already rich in spirit. That's the type of bag you want. You want to be rich in spirit and in wisdom and in knowledge and understanding and discernment. Those are the things, and charity. These are some of the things that you want to be rich in, which all are in the spirit, right? And have no fellowship with one that is mightier and richer than himself. For how agree the calf and pot together? For if the one be smitten against the other, shall be broken. A rich man and a man that is what we would call today middle class don't belong together. Two different people, two different mindsets, two different faiths, two different levels of faith. A lot of the times, two different levels of belief. Some believe in a higher. Some believe in a higher power. A rich man might believe in a higher power, but don't believe it in according to scripture. They might go to the Quran, or they might be in paganism, saying the universe this, the universe that, worshiping the creator, worshiping the creation instead of the creator, right? All right. How much time I got left? That's why I'm pressed for time. Verse Verse 3. The rich man have done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wronged, and he must entreat also. So these are some of the like I know a person who I would say is rich, right? He's well off, right? He owns a credit card company, and you see the Most High has given me a good level of discernment to be able to see things, and this is the reason why the book of Sirach, chapter 19, I think is verses 29 through 30, where you say you will know a man by his countenance. You're gonna know a man by just how he move, his gait, his laughter. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to see through all those things. The Most High is gonna give you a level of discernment to be able to peep game. And not to say the person that I know has done wrong to anybody, but you could tell that the mind of a rich man operates in a way that is not so appealing. That's not so appealing because they have this worldly view of it's just business, what they would call it. And it's more to it than that, but I'm not trying to get too deep into it because I'm pressed for time. Right. But let's move on from there. The rich man hath done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. This also goes for Esau. The rich man have done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. Taxes. Right. If you don't do this, we're garnishing your wages. We don't care if you pay your rent. We don't care if you can have food or not, but we need our check. So you don't have no say so. He was wrong, man. And he gonna threaten you. Garnish this is fold. That's many fold. All right. This can apply to a lot of different things. All right. Verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. Right. So these are some of just the qualities that a rich man will have. And that why it's so hard for them to enter into the kingdom. Because they do stuff like this, even if they don't notice it, even if it might not seem like it. They're crafty. You got to watch them. Trust me. I've experienced a little, to know enough. Verse 5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yeah, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. Right? He will use you for his benefit. And he won't reimburse you. He won't do anything for you. He'll try to use he'll just the most you'll get is a thank you. All right, that's cool. The Most High has something for you, but they'll use you for the benefit of them, and they could be living well off based off the thing that you showed them. Create something so big into a business and live off of it, but you won't see a dime of it. Not that you were even asking for that or even looking for that. But if it was me, I would have for sure, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do this. So to me, a thank you is to do more than just to say it. You gotta walk it, you gotta show it, right? All right. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, Salak, I read that. Verse 6. Let's go down to verse 6. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. If he have need, I know. They do it craftily too. Subtle, right? On the left-hand side, they do it wickedly. But they're very good at making it look like it's righteous or like that they're not even doing it. But if you got a good level of discernment, you'll be able to peep through that. Like this dude think he's slick, bro. I think he's slick. If he had need of thee, he will deceive thee. Like you say, if he have need, you have to have something for him that he can utilize and benefit from. And instead of him just asking, he got to be wicked. He will. deceive thee. Instead of just being like, hey, can you share this with me and we can be able to go into something and do something and this and this and that. Even if you don't want to go into that specific thing, at least just giving them the game for it. For him to go out, go do better for his family or whatever. And for him to, whatever he gains from it, to be able to put that back into the community of Israel. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, of Israel. The community of Israel. And guess what else you'll do? And smile upon thee and put thee in hope. Make you feel good, like, okay, look, we finna do this, we finna do that. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Then he has the what's it called? His mouth smooth. I ain't gonna say that. I was gonna say something else, but his mouth is slick. Got a slick tongue, right? He flatters you on the left hand side. There's two types of flattery. You have righteous flattery, then you have wicked flattery. There's always two types of things: up, down, left, right, positive, negative, good, evil, right? He will speak thee fair. He's going to deceive you. So we already know that he's operable. I'm not saying it goes for all 100% rich men. No, but it's the majority. It's the majority. If you wasn't uplifted righteously by the Yahweh, by the Most High, by Yahweh, and you remember him, that he exalted you into that position, and you still act accordingly, righteously, walking in the spirit of a Mashiach, then of course you're not going to operate. But the ones who don't, this pertains to you. So if you're watching this and it pertains to you and it cuts you, you need to go examine yourself. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? Right? He will do these things. Man, what can I do for you, man? You need something? But it's only while in the moment. It's only in the moment that he will ask you if you need something when he's trying to get something from you. That's the only time he'll ask you. What do you want? Trying to buy you. Right? What's happened? This happens a lot in the music industry too. This happens a lot in the music industry. Hence why people be selling their soul, casting away their vows for money with their slave master on it. With their oppressor, I don't want to say slave master, but with their oppressor on it. And it's worth nothing. It's not even backed by anything precious. It's not even backed by gold. The dollar is not even backed by gold. It's backed by the full faith and credit of so-called Americans, which is what? Built off of that. That's another thing. All right. He will say, what wantest thou? So he's going to ask you. Like I said, only in that moment is he going to ask you what you need when he's trying to get what he needs. And he's putting all these wicked devices together in order to get it. That's not love. He doesn't care about you, but he sure is good to making it seem like he does. Like the damn, like the wicked spirit that did Eve, right? Got beguiled. So don't get beguiled. Read Sirach 19, right? Don't be like-minded. Giving people credit fast. You lack seriousness in proving somebody. You just give them credit. You know this brother for 2 weeks, and you already exalted. This brother, this brother, that, this brother, this brother, that. My brother, like, you don't even know for 2 weeks. What are you doing? Verse 7. And he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice. He's going to use you as many times as he can. He gonna make sure. Let me see if I can do it again. See if I can do it again. Because he might be scared that you might gonna catch on to his shenanigans, his wickedness. If you lack love, Not to say you can't slip and this will happen to you. The Most High can put you in this position for you to learn from it and teach the next brother, so he doesn't have to go through it. Most High could use you to go through this, so to teach it, so they won't have to go through it. All right. In that instance, you would be doing the Most High's will, and there's a reward. And at the last, he will laugh thee to scorn. Afterward, when he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee like, game goofy. Got you. Got him. Right? Okay, I'll put this for time. All right. Verse 8. Deceived. Beware that thou be not deceived and brought down low in thy jollity. Don't be brought down low because you are high and you better operate. I'm telling you, after it happened to me and I came across this chapter, I'm like, that's this Salakli. See, sometimes that person reached out to me and was like, man, you were right. I know, right? In my head, like, it's because I read the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? I only share to you what the Most High is. It says it's not a surprise to me. It might be a surprise to you. But even when he comes out and certain things like that, you got to be beware of them. That's not to say you don't get in the gospel, but if they turn their ear, which he has, no. You're not finna. Well, we're not casting pearls among swine. You're just gonna have to figure out the hard way out. And you're not serving the Most High. I warned you. I can't do nothing else for you. I warned you. I planted the seed. You didn't want to water it. Don't come to me talking about what's next. So you think you could try to use your finances to get you out of the situation. Your finances ain't gonna help nothing. No matter what you do, how many investments you go into, how much gold and silver you got stocked up, tangible assets. You cannot stop what the Most High is going to do. The Most High will send 100 Edomites at your door and snatch all of that up. Come on. All right, so I'm pressed for time, Akim. Let me see if I can get one more precept real quick. It's 9. It's 9:20. It's 9:21 my time. Let me see. Let me go ahead and just grab one more precept here, man. Only now, right? Come on. I'm waiting for it to. There we go. First Timothy chapter 6, verses 9 and 10. First Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. This is reason why I don't want to be rich. If the only time I want to be rich is if the Most High puts me in that position to be able to help, in order to help people, brethren, Akwafian, congregations, and to be able to do that. And I'm going to cleave to Him with all my heart and all my soul for me not to be able to have the spirit that the rich that Sirach 13 is talking about, and be in the spirit of what Matthew 19 is talking about. I don't want to be rich. I just want to, and I don't know about you, Akim, or you, Akwafi. I don't want to be rich. I just want to be able to have enough to where I can get by and I can do the things that need to be done, take care of the household, so on and so forth. I don't want to be rich, and I don't want to be poor. I just want to be right in the middle. I don't need a lot. I'm a very, very simple man. You know what I'm saying? But that's I don't want to be rich. I'm good. That's too close to me. That's too, not to say you can be destroyed if you obtain a lot. And I'm not saying that you can't have, great possessions and still be in the spirit, still have charity, still have the fruits of the spirit. I'm not saying that. Me personally, I just don't want to be rich. I just don't. I'm good. It's not that I think that I won't be able to still follow the Most High. It's just it comes with more. Not to say I can't take care of responsibility, but it comes with more. You know what I'm saying? You got more. We got more wicked spirits coming your way. We got to deal with enough, Hakim. But if the Most High puts me in call hallelujah, I'm definitely going to do His will. Doesn't matter how I feel, right? I'm gonna read verse 9 again. But they that will be into temptation and lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Now that's scary. But they that will, that will be rich. I don't see the Most High in here exalting in this, but the ones that follow that and they don't have the Most High as their root in their forefront, they will fall into temptation and snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts would drown men. Have you been under the water? Not drowning, but ever been in the water and just holding your breath? Just imagine you not coming up. Which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love, right? For the love, man, I gotta just. You always talking about money. You always talking about if you ain't got no money, you don't got no. You look, man. For the love of money is the root of all evil, right? Because it's spirits behind that money. We need the money to do the things that we need to do today, but we use the world, not abuse it. There's a precept on that. I can't remember where it's at though. But we use the world, not abuse it. We use it for what we have to use it, right? It goes into Romans, the 12th chapter, if I remember correctly. Right? We use the world and not abuse it, and we have just to obey the powers that be because we have to use the money in order to live. But when you have the love of it, like I love money, I hate it. I talk to the Elect of Yasharahla all the time, and I say, bro, I hate money. Sometimes I'm like, why can't I just serve the best? All I want to do is serve the Most High, bro. That's it. But you gotta have this money. What happened to the bartering system? Sometimes bartering with shekels and stuff like that. The money is always, but the way the money is used today, I hate it. I hate it because the wicked runs the world right now. When the wicked runs, man, it's vexing. Like I'm vexed to go to this damn plantation instead of doing this class, right? For love of money is the root of all evil, which while some covet it after. You looking at one of them celebrities, man, I wish I had that much money, man. Just wish I had that much money. Why can't it be me? Why gotta be her, him? Coveting. They have erred from the faith. When you start having love for the money, boy, you err from the faith. This is the reason why I don't want to be rich. I honestly believe that I think I wouldn't do this. Definitely wouldn't do this because as soon as I start seeing something, let me go ahead and start putting this towards arms. Let me go ahead and you better start dispersing according to your circumstances. Don't disperse to where now you can't pay your bills. You got to use wisdom, right? But keep yourself at bay to where, okay, I did that. Okay, I'm cool. Bills paid, food in the house, clothes on the back, children taken care of. Ain't nothing, everything taken care of, all right? Keep yourself balanced. Unless, like I say, the Most High exalt you into a position like that. And you'll know when he has. start putting people around you, and they'll start telling you things. The Most High start using men to speak. You'll start getting confirmations, right? While some coveted after, they have erred from the faith. That's scary, boy. And and pierced themselves through with many sorrows, boy. And with that, right? And with that, let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Yesterday class, my screen was black while I was sharing my screen. And I don't know why it was, but I hope y'all seen me while I was screen sharing. Not that it matters. As long as you get these words, that's what matters. As long as you get this lesson, that's what matters. But with that, it's your brother NoKaPThreasury from Nations and Kings and Priests, NOKAP Cali section. All right, I want to say shalom.